What's happening, guys? It's Ryan here, coming at you with another great video, talking specifically about the best marketing strategy for a local service business. Okay, as this is what I do a lot. I've been doing this for about a decade. I have found there are a lot of strategies out there. There are a few that work incredibly well, that are tried and true, and there's some that are kind of smoke in the pan, flash in the pan, whatever you're gonna call them. They don't work, or they don't provide as effective as a result as maybe they once did, or they're just not effective at all. So let's dive in here, because I really want to get to these big 5 things that I'm really going to talk about, and the most important one I'm going to give it to you at the end. So stick around for that one, because that one is truly what I would consider the foundation of everything else, right? It really does set everything else on fire in terms of making sure that everything's done the right way. Okay, so let's start with probably the ones that people don't know but should do. Okay, if you're a local service business, here's the number one thing you got to do: get involved in your local community. As much as you want to believe that everyone could or should or maybe does already know who you are, I guarantee you only a small fraction of what you think people know they actually know. Okay, I've talked to so many businesses where they think they have done it all. They think everyone knows who we are, everyone knows what we're all about, everyone knows that our business does X, Y, and Z thing, and everyone just knows us. We get a ton of referral business, and that's fantastic. Trust me, you could be a $5 million company, get 50% of your business from referrals and repeat business, and I promise you that that's still less than 10% of what's available, truthfully. Because most people just don't know what they don't need until they need it. Then they have to run around and figure out who they want to use. And barely anyone remembers that kind of stuff. So get involved in the local community. Okay, be involved in parades, events, local little league teams, whatever you can. Get your name out there and get involved in that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, this is so effective, especially if you're going to be in business for more than 2 years, right? I have a friend of mine who runs a big roofing company in Texas, okay? And I asked him one time, how did you grow this big business with such very little additional marketing, right? He didn't do very much strategic marketing that most people think of when they want to run a roofing business, and he's in one of the most competitive markets in America. And he said, Ryan, this is how simple it was. I found a community in and around my area. So it was like 35 minutes away from his house, whatever. The community had about 6,000 people in it, roughly, give or take. And I told myself I could never dominate the entire marketplace, but I can be the best and most well-known in that 6,000 person community. And he dedicated basically 2 years to be at every single thing, at every single event, at every single everything that community was involved in for 2 years, to the point where now within that community, and it's a nice community, it's well taken care of, they're big houses, big roofs, everything. When people think of roofing, everyone just calls him. Everyone. And you think about the math behind it. At 6,000 houses, or whatever, I think it was 6,000, whatever it was, even if he did 100 roofs a year, do you know how long it'd take him to get through that entire community? A long, long, long time. I mean, the math on that's ridiculous. Like 60 years, okay? To get through every house just once, which, as we know, most roofs need to be redone every, 20, 30 years, something like that. So he has this unbelievable monopoly in such a small area that literally within that community, that 6,000 person community, is another roofer. And literally we had a picnic or something with my friend, and the other roofer came up and said, he said, I really don't like you. I can't stand you, because literally everybody in our community thinks that you're the number one roofing guy to go to. Even my wife accidentally said your name when someone else was asking her who to recommend his roofing. His own wife. That was funny. So I made me laugh. Anyway, so get involved in the community. This will pay dividends. When people get to know you, they like you, they trust you, they'll recommend you. Those are the best kinds of leads because those people typically don't look for competition. They just call you and say, my friend, my neighbor, my whatever said you're the company to call for XYZ. When can you come over and quote me? It's a slam dunk. Like, it's a great opportunity. It's rarely used, and it should be part of your long-term approach that every week you're involved in some kind of activity or event for the local community. Hyper localize it. I'm telling you, that guy, my friend, 6,000 people and less, if you find a community like that, 2,000, whatever, and you decide you're going to be the best in that area and the only one people think of, you will dominate very, very quickly, okay? And then you can expand, right? You can grow from there. So that one's huge. That's number one. Number two, okay? Number two is the one that everyone thinks of, right? It's the advertising. So whether it's pay-per-click, whether it's, social media ads, whether it's old school advertising in terms of putting up banners, putting up signs, just get your name out there. Honestly, the free stuff and the really affordable stuff still works, right? Bandit signs on the road still work. Putting up flyers, okay, in your local grocery stores, in your local coffee shops, in your local libraries still works. It still works. And people don't want to believe it, but it does. It's sweat equity, right? Go find yourself an 18-year-old and say, listen, I'll pay you $500. I'm going to give you 1,000 flyers. I want them to go in all these places and don't come back till they're gone. When you can show me they're gone, I'll pay you half. Then I'm going to go verify that things are out there. And if they're not out there, you're not getting a dime more. That's as simple as it can be. Go find somebody to do that. Go on Craigslist. Someone's looking for cash. Sure. Here, I have a job for you. This is what I need you to do. And if they do it well, you have them do the next set and the next set. And every month, keep having somebody put stuff out there because I'm telling you, those things still drive business. Okay? A smart business person would put a unique phone number on that one and say, hey, call us with a unique phone number that you can track specifically so that over the course of 6 months, you can decide if that's really truthfully bringing in the volume you need and the business you need. I know it works, but you also want to verify how much it works. And if you do a small 6 months case study on that, are the results going to astound you? I guarantee it. Try it out. Put the signs out, put the flyers out, those little pull tab things if you need XYZ stuff. Put a unique phone number on it so you can track it. And then track the data. It will surprise you. Now, moving into pay-per-click and social media ads. If you've never run those before, you have two choices. You either invest a solid, hardcore weekend, I mean 12, 14 hours, to research and learn about those strategies. Pick one, right? Pick one at a time. Dive into it head first. And I'm telling you, lock yourself away for a weekend and just YouTube the junk out of it and get it figured out. And then DIY it. Go for it, right? Anticipate losing $500 immediately out of the gate. Just be okay with it because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up. It's all right. When you screw up, you learn. So be okay losing your first 500 and get 0 results. Then try your next 500. Your goal is to get some leads, right? And go through the process to learn it. Other option, hire an expert. Go on the places, go on like Upwork, go on some other place where you can find an expert who can do this kind of stuff and just say, hey, listen, I'll pay a small fee, but I also want a hybrid situation where I pay a small fee, but I also want to give you a commission deal, right? So I can cover your costs and then you really make the money on the commission. Something like that if you really want to be creative with it. You can typically find people that are still very experienced, but don't have the portfolio yet to command huge fees in those kinds of situations, and they can do a pretty darn good job for you, especially when pay-per-click and social media advertising is involved. Lead generation is relatively simple. The biggest thing you got to remember on those kinds of lead generation elements is speed to lead. When you advertise in those situations, you must get in contact with that lead within 5 minutes, and I am not kidding, right? There are so many tools out there nowadays with automations, with texting things, with platforms where a lead can come in from those channels and it can automatically send a text message out to them. hey, this is Ryan with XYZ Company. Saw you just submitted for some information. Would love to connect with you. I'll call you in 5 minutes just to talk more details. That text message, and then call them, right? 5, 6, 7 minutes later. Because I'm telling you, that's where you get the value from those kinds of advertising. If you call a lead 45 minutes after it came in, 9 times out of 10, you'll never talk to them. Literally ever. 9 times out of 10. You call them within the first 5 minutes, you have like a 50-50 chance of getting on the phone with them. And then from there, you have a really high chance of getting them into an appointment. Okay? So advertising, either learn it, study it, dedicate yourself to it, or hire an expert. Okay. That was option number 2. There's a lot to go into, but trust me, this is good. Okay, option 3, okay, is, in my opinion, another hidden gem. A referral program. Now, this can be tricky depending on what your service is. Okay, some service business, this isn't going to work for you. Just understand. But for those that it can work for, this is gold. Okay, setting up a referral program is great for 2 reasons. Number 1, you can leverage it with your existing customers. That will work relatively well. But number 2, if you're the right kind of service business and you can leverage it with influencers on particularly social media, this can be a true game changer. Okay, I have a company out in Phoenix that I work with. They have launched a referral program and we built all the tracking systems with it. It's phenomenal. All they do now, well, one of the things they do now, is they connect with local influencers who are in the greater Phoenix area. And I mean literally just local influencers. 10, 12, 15,000 followers, nothing crazy, but everything they do is focusing on the greater Phoenix area. And that partnership program kills it on lead generation. It's awesome. Oh my goodness. These people post something, right? We get signups from that for their service to get a quote. Whenever we sell stuff, the influencer gets paid. It's incredible. Incredible. What a system. And it truly is like changing the game for how they run things in terms of their service, because they're now getting connections with good people, good influencers who they can reuse that, 6 months down the road, relaunch their campaign with that influencer. It's amazing. Okay, referral programs, tough to build, but once you get the tracking in place and set up the right way, very helpful if you're in the right type of niche where it can be a little bit more social media friendly, right? Concrete probably isn't the best one for that. Most people don't think about that too much, but there are other options for you, right? If you're more of a one where social media can make sense, trust me, a referral program kicks butt. Okay, that was 3. Number 4. Okay, what is going to be number 4? We're going to be talking a lot about content marketing. Okay, content marketing, like it or not, is going to be a big thing. Truthfully, where things are at right now, the only platforms you should be focusing on are short form content. Instagram and TikTok, truthfully. As weird as that sounds, most service-based businesses don't even know how to leverage TikTok, and that's okay. You don't have to. You can hire people to do that for you. But you need to start getting in the short form content creation game. Okay? Think about how do you snippet things out, make videos. There are processes to go about this very, very effectively, but short form content is the future. You should get involved now simply for the brand element of it. Get your name out there, get you more well known, and get people to understand who you are, what you do, and why you're really awesome at what you do. Short form content is actually pretty fun. It's cool to create. It's different. And there are even, for everybody that's out there that can do social media marketing, there's probably even more people out there that you can hire to do content marketing for you. You just record a bunch of stuff on your phone, on your whatever, on a job site, this, that, have a little energy with what you say, email it to somebody who's pretty good at this stuff. They can cut, edit, put some video for content behind a B-roll, whatever, toss it back to you, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done, ready to go. And you can get 4, 5, 6 pieces of short form content out of one video from you, and now you can post it to both platforms with some automation, and done. You're growing, right? You now can post those things 2, 3 times a day, right? You have a whole system set up where you can just record yourself, email it, record yourself, email it, send your editor 4 or 5 pieces of content. They can come back with 15, 20 different things. Now all of a sudden you have 2 weeks worth of content and you're done. Then you're on a job site 3 days later, 4 days later, you do more stuff just like that, send it to them again. Now this whole train can keep on moving. You're posting 2-3 times a day on both platforms, you will explode. No doubt. Take off 6-7 months down the road, it's inevitable. Okay? Now, that was number 4. Let me give you the biggest one. This is the foundational one, the most important one that you have to get right in your business. It's your online local presence. Website, Google Business Profile. Those are the 2, man. You get those right, you are foundationally so secure that no matter what happens with the economy, no matter what happens in the business world, you're gonna be okay. Because even in the worst times, in the 08 depression, in all recession, in the whatever, in the 20, guess what? People still needed their services. If you're a plumber, if you're a roofer, if you're whatever, if you're a pest control company, like, people still need that stuff. It doesn't just go away. Even in bad times, this stuff still exists, and people go where? Google. They still go to Google. You gotta get your website locked in with the proper optimization, SEO, everything. Get that whole thing dialed in and growing. The website has to grow. Most people think they can pop up a 5-page website and be done. That will never work, ever. It'll never work. Get it optimized and get it growing. You should get to 20 pages, then 40, then 80, then 100, then 200, and then keep it growing. The question you got to figure out is how much can you afford to go fast? Okay, that's big. Get some high quality links built to it. There's a lot of services out there that can help you with that. Only focus on high quality foundational links. Don't get the garbage. We're going to get 5,000 links in a day. That's not going to work. It's not quantity that matters with links. It's quality. Quality is what matters. Okay, so then get your Google Business Profile. Make sure that's set up properly and optimized. That's free. You just got to go into Google and set it up. And then attach it to your website. When done the right way, those things are crushing it. Okay? Get some reviews in your Google Business Profile. Everyone you've ever done business with, send them a link. Hey, can you please leave me a review from this project of XYZ thing? Leave me a review. Can you please leave me a review? Talk to your friends and family. Can you please leave me a review? Get yourself 20, 40, 80, 100, 200 reviews in a matter of 2 years, and you are unstoppable. Unstoppable. Okay? As that thing grows and you become bigger and better, and that thing get to 500 reviews, 1,000 reviews, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time, and you'll just show up everywhere. Everywhere, no matter how big this place is, no matter how big the city is, if you do this right, you'll show up in a lot of places for whether it's the organic website or it's the Google Business Profile. Get that done. That is your foundation. That is the biggest thing that will help you long term, because everything else I mentioned up until now can come and go, right? You can't really sell the partnership element of it in terms of what you build with the community. If you're the face and you've built a relationship with the community, people think of you, they don't think of the business, right? The referral program, people think of you, but you also got to reuse it all the time. Advertising you spend money on, right? And so you're gonna have to continue to feed that beast. The organic website and Google My Business is the one thing you can build that will consistently generate leads for you month in and month out, no matter what's happening everywhere else. That's your golden ticket. Get that right. Okay, I went through a lot of stuff, okay? Those are the 5 big things that if you can put a plan in place to get each one of those tackled with a system to help it grow without your involvement, your business will be literally unrecognizable in a year from now, maybe 18 months. Okay, unrecognizable, growing, fast, big. Your big problems will shift from marketing into hiring, which is typically where people get to when they start having great lead generation is, now you gotta hire people. That's a whole different conversation and one we can have a different time, but that's it. Those are the big things you gotta get. That's how you market a service-based business. From A to Z, those are your 5 you got to focus on. You get those locked in and figured out. Everything else is just icing on the cake. You're good. You just got to get those things locked in place. All right, guys. If you need help with that kind of stuff, you need more information, I have a link below. You can schedule a call with me. We can have a conversation, see how to help your business. Feel free to like and subscribe to the video if you want to learn more. I'm going to keep posting these kinds of things for local service businesses. I want you guys to grow. You're helping the world, the economy, everything in this world gets better with your business. Business makes the world go around. I want to help you grow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.